Dan is Drury. Dan is a great representative for the university. He always has been, and he always will be.
He is the architect of sports information in Drury athletics, the maestro of media relations. It is simply impossible to think about sports at Drury University without Dan Cashel. And while his starring role was at the sports information desk, he started impacting lives at Drury in a very different role.
76 was my first year coming up here in the summer. I was introduced to Dan. He was working in the admissions office. And from that point on, we became really good friends. He became like a brother, a father, helped take care of two guys from Boley, Oklahoma at that time, and he gave me a sense of home.
For over 46 years, Cashel worked long hours quietly behind the scenes at Drury, most notably as SID and Assistant Athletics Director. He helped establish the brand for Panthers athletics, built strategic partnerships, and made sure DU stayed in the headlines.
One way Dan shined was in his relationship building. When you saw Dan Cashel, your immediate response was, whatever I needed, I knew because of Dan that need would be met. Dan brought comfort to my life whenever I went over to Weiser on an assignment, and that can be said for everybody who covered Drury, everybody who dealt with Drury.
Dan he's a very gifted writer, so he could describe the games before people were watching videos of the games, so especially road games. He was at the forefront of some of the SID work.
He's always been a part of everyone else's success, and I think that's really the biggest part, that he's been able to help and guide and lead others in that direction to be successful. I really think that is his superpower.
If you talk to Cashel, he'll tell you some of his favorite times at Drury took place during the Panthers basketball run to a national championship in 1979. It was also during this period that he created several of his resume full of award-winning works.
The brochures that he started putting out when he became the sports information director was a big part of that. He won some national awards for those brochures, and it kind of became a collector's item.
Cashel held numerous positions at Drury, from head tennis coach to the program's first compliance director, and even coordinator of, the Drury Sports Hall of Fame. In short, if something needed to get done, Dan Cashel was who you called.
He was the athletic department, as far as I'm concerned. And what made him good at his job is not only being a very good administrator, but more importantly, he was there to help everyone. He kept everyone together, provided good leadership, made sure, as he always liked to say, we crossed the T's and dotted the I's. The program is where it is now because of Dan Cashel.
He can't even comprehend the impact he's had on the hundreds and thousands of people that he impacted, but people intentionally wanted to see Dan Cashel when they came back to Drury.
He will permanently be remembered in the Drury athletics history books, which is ironic because he's the same man who literally helped write most of the Drury athletics history books. A tireless worker, an award-winning writer, but most importantly, a great human being.
Well, to me, really, Dan is the Hall of Famer of Hall of Famers, because he has been here and helped guide and participate and lead, most of those people that are in the Hall of Fame.
He's a good man. A good man, and somebody that is, you ever have somebody that really, they don't think of themselves first. They think of what benefits the college. They think of what benefits the student athletes. They think of what benefits their friends. That's Dan. That's what he's like as a person.
Dan was more than a sports information director for Drury. He was an ambassador for Drury, and he was a darn good one. Congratulations to a good friend and a great sports information director.
Today, after 46 years of service, Dan Cashel takes his rightful and most deserving place as he is inducted into the Drury Sports Hall of Fame.
I am so fortunate to have met you, Dan, learned from you, and shared great moments with you. And I congratulate you on this well-deserved and long overdue induction into the Drury Hall of Fame.
Dan, welcome to the Drury Hall of Fame. It is a well-deserved honor. You have given to many at this university, and I know, speaking for the rest of them, I know that I can say that it is well deserved, and everyone congratulates you on your honor.